Hey guys, it's Irina. I am actually a mess right now. This is my third attempt of filming this video. I know that my first video that I posted was 2 months ago. And that is awful. An awful way of starting this YouTube channel. But I have every reason for not posting. Currently, I am going through a lot of medical problems, and as you can see from the title, I haven't posted because of Mucoepidermoid Carcinoma. Pretty much that's cancer. I am blessed that it's just a low-grade cancer, but I'm going to explain a little bit about like what my last couple months have been like, and kind of like what it is. And I'm not going to tell you guys the treatment options that we have yet, because I'm not sure exactly what we're going with, but I'll explain like a little bit of what our next few steps are going to hopefully be. And what they have been already. But, yeah, let's just start. Okay, so February 12th is when everything started. And pretty much, like, that was, I had gotten ready in the morning, and I was putting on makeup. My dogs are barking. I was putting on makeup, and I was on my last step. I was putting on lipstick, and blood started running through my teeth. Like, I coughed 2 times, and blood started running through my teeth, and it was like a scene from a horror movie. Like, I've been healthy over the past, like, couple years pretty well. Like, I've gotten bronchitis a little bit, and my asthma's gotten worse. Well, my asthma. We have exactly the reason now of why that is. But, like, I started off coughing up blood, and, like, it slowed down about 30 minutes later. So instead of like just running into the emergency room, we scheduled an appointment. And my pediatrician wasn't actually going to be in that day. So we went and we just saw a different pediatrician. And he pretty much did chest x-rays and then sent me home and said, "Oh, I don't know what this is. I'm pretty stumped. But if it happens again, we'll do more further testing and see like what's wrong exactly." So that was one of our first problems. My chest pain after that, like, I started getting really bad chest pain after coughing up blood the first time. And then, like, on Wednesday, so that was Monday, and then the Wednesday, my chest pain got really bad that night. So we scheduled another appointment, but with my actual pediatrician that day for the following day. So when we went in to see her, she told me the same thing that the first doctor had told me. My left lung sounds dense. Since they didn't see anything on the first x-rays, she was like, "Oh, let's send you up to a larger hospital. It's only like an hour away from my, like, pediatrician." And so we went up there to see, like, if they could do any further testing, and we went home the same day because we went into their emergency room, and all they did was a thing of x-rays for my throat and chest, told me my left lung sounded dense, and sent me home. Well, we also did a breathing treatment because, like, they said my left lung sounded dense. So they gave me a nebulizer treatment, and I sat in the bed for about an hour and a half just crying because I was in so much pain from what the breathing treatment gave me. So my doctor called back 2 days later. It was Saturday. And she was like, "Oh, so what did they say?" And we told her that they said it may have been just asthma, and sent me home with an inhaler and said, "Oh, take this every 4 hours." So she wasn't very happy with that. So she sent us up to an even larger hospital. It is about 4 hours away. It is Cincinnati Children's is what it is. And they are number 3 in the nation. So she thought, "Oh, maybe we can go and see a pulmonologist there, and maybe they'll get her out and figure it out." But the thing is, we went up there, the 4-hour drive, or longer, I'm not sure, and they sent us home the same day and said, "Oh, maybe it's walking pneumonia. Here are some antibiotics, and hope it goes away." Isn't that great? So, yeah, that was another mistake. And pretty much, like, we told her what they said, and she got at the second, like, the larger one, the second hospital we went to, we went there, or we didn't go there. We had an appointment scheduled with a pulmonologist, which is like a lung doctor, for March 8th, which is like a month later after the first time I coughed up blood. So we went there. Like, we didn't go there, but we scheduled an appointment. Whatever. But March 7th, I ended up coughing up blood again. And this time it wasn't 4 tablespoons, it was 8 to 10. And I was at school, so everyone was freaking out. My nurse freaked out, my mom freaked out, I freaked out. I was like about in tears because I was just like so scared because I didn't know what was going on with my body. And I think like about anyone would just freak out at this point. I mean, I freaked out the first time, but not this bad. So we went up to the larger hospital that I had the appointment scheduled for the next day at. And we went to the emergency room, and we're like, okay, this is the second time this has happened. We have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow with a pulmonologist. Could we maybe get them in here today to see her? Because this is really freaking us out. And we didn't get to see a pulmonologist. They did, once again, chest x-rays to see if anything has changed. They wanted money, as most medical professionals do, but it's okay. But they did chest x-rays again, and for the first time they did a few blood tests, and so we were like, we were excited about that because we had asked for them already, and we got nothing. So we got blood tests this time, and yeah, we got sent home, and they said, oh, just come back for your appointment tomorrow, it'll be okay. They'll figure it out tomorrow. So we came in tomorrow, and, well, we went in the next day. We didn't come in tomorrow. I don't know. But we went in the next day, and I was about to do a breathing treatment, not a breathing treatment, like, they do this test, and they force all the air out of your chest to see how your lungs are actually working. I was talking to my nurse, and I was like, yeah, well, I've been coughing up blood, and she pretty much just stopped and froze, and she was like, you've been coughing up blood? Like, how often, how much? And she freaked out. Like, she just froze in her tracks, and she was like, that's not gonna happen, honey. We gotta get it fixed. So, we did. We didn't really get it fixed, but that was the first step that we took towards the right direction. She talked to my doctor, she came back with a mask, gave me a mask, we went to the back room, my dad got a mask, everyone got a mask. And they admitted me into the hospital immediately from there. So we scheduled a CAT scan, a bronchoscopy, some more blood tests, and a sputum sample. So the sputum sample was to see if TB was, like tuberculosis, was a possibility. Because that's why everyone was like masked up, is because if that was a possibility, which it was, no one wants that. So they did a sputum sample, and then they did more blood tests, and then they scheduled a CAT scan and a bronchoscopy. The bronchoscopy was for the next day because they didn't have enough time to do it in that day. But the CAT scan we got that day along with the sputum sample and some blood tests. So the sputum sample came back negative a few days after everything happened. So I don't have tuberculosis, thank goodness. But the blood came back, and I'm perfectly healthy as well as my blood. And really I'm perfectly healthy besides the cancer. But we got the CAT scan, and it showed what a x-ray can, because the tumor that I had, it's gone now because they removed it. They saw a blockage in my left mainstem bronchus right about an inch down from the branching point, and it was about an inch in diameter is what they thought it was, just estimating. It was right behind my heart, so that's why they couldn't see it on the x-rays. So my left lung was about 3 times the size of what it should have been. Well, I think my number's a bit off, but it was a lot larger than it should have been. So they were like, oh, there's something blocking. I guess it's like a vacuum, so the air would go in, but it couldn't come out. So whatever was blocking the air from coming out, and that's why it was so hot, large. And that may have also explained why the breathing treatment hurt the first time that I went to the hospital. But they were like, all right, we got this fixed. Well, we'll fix it up. and remove the object tomorrow. So at that point we were thinking, oh, it might be a foreign object, like just something I had swallowed, whether it was like a bottle cap or anything like 2 years ago or even longer. I could have just swallowed something and that's what's blocking my lung. But it also could have been a growth. But we were really we didn't think that was what's going to happen because I am so young and I'm not a smoker. I don't do drugs. But we were like, okay, I think it's just going to be something that you probably ate when you were younger and went down the wrong hole. So we got the bronchoscopy the next day, and what they saw was actually a tumor. But they thought, oh, it's probably just one of our random growth tumors. It's just perfectly fine. It's a benign tumor, and just remove it and do a couple bronchoscopies later on, make sure everything's all right. But they had to send it off, of course, to the labs. They sent it off, and it is actually a malignant tumor. It is called Mucoepidermoid Carcinoma of the bronchus. So what they saw was it was a tumor. They really haven't checked besides that to see if it spread, but they saw my lymph nodes and said that they looked pretty healthy, so they don't think it had spread at all. But mucoepidermoid carcinoma makes up less than 10% of all less than 1% of all lung cancers. And my location makes it even more strange. Most people have it down in the lobes of their lungs because your left lung has 2 lobes and your right lung has 3. I think I did that right. Oops. But that's this is my left. Yeah. Wait. This is my left. But usually it's down in the lobes of your lungs. Mine is up in my bronchus. But the tumor they removed was 2 inches in diameter, not 1. And it wasn't benign, it was malignant. But really, it should be fine. I will be completely fine. It is a low-grade tumor, which means it grew really slowly, and it probably didn't spread. But we have to fix and make sure that everything, it won't spread, or that there's nothing left in my bronchus. So we have a few different treatment options that we are considering. Right now, we're probably going to go with a sleeve resection, which means they cut both of my bronchus. So it's this is my bronchus. They cut there and there if this is my tumor. And then they reconnect the ends. But where it is so close to the branching point of my bronchuses, my personal actual doctor facility place hospital doesn't think they can do it. So we sent off information to 2 larger hospitals to see if they can do it. So that's pretty much the main thing that we're considering. But the other 2 are, other 3 are just doing a bronchoscopy every 3 months and doing cryotherapy to remove any other pieces of tumor that is possible there. But where it is a low-grade tumor, it would go way too slow. And then there's also complete removal of the lung, and I will live perfectly fine if I do that. Tons of people live without a lung, especially where it's my left lung. It's only 2 lobes instead of 3. So I'd be perfectly fine, and my right lung would actually grow to fill up the spot. And then the third is radiation. So it would be point radiation. We'd insert a sack of radiation balls into my bronchus and then remove them a few days later. But we've sent off information to a couple other larger hospitals to see if they can perform the surgery that we are hoping to do. And I haven't heard anything back from them. It's been a couple weeks, but I should be hearing back from them soon. Thank you guys for watching this video and being so supportive throughout this process. I will be posting a couple other videos, and I have tons of videos about my animals because I know that's why most of you guys are here. But I have tons of videos already ready and video ideas that I want to film. So I'll try and get those up very soon, but then I'm also going to be doing a few update videos on this. But if you guys want to follow me a little closer on this journey that I'm going through, because I've been picked. Ooh, my phone just said that battery was low. Sorry. But if you guys want to follow closer, check the description and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Please subscribe, and there's also Snapchat down there. And like this video. I love you guys. Bye.